Aloha, everyone. I'm Rick Kirkham, and I'm from InHomeComputerHelp.com, exactly like you can tell from my contact Zoom background. So today, that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a Zoom background. Nothing fancy, nothing flashy, nothing pretty, just website and phone number. Because that's what you want in Zoom when you're at a network meeting. I just did this at a BNI meeting, Business Networking International, and it was a very effective background. So uh, let's get right to it. First thing you do is you go into a search engine such as Google and you type in dimensions for Zoom. Okay, obviously I've already done that. And we're going to use Google Drawings to make the background. So all of this is completely free. And if you don't mind paying, you can always hire me to do this for you. I'm actually an expert in Google Drive, and I help people even on the mainland remotely with their Google Drive and right here on Oahu making house calls and business office calls. So uh, here we go. So this is what I made for Zoom. And you notice right there in the middle there, it says your face here. That's because your face is going to go there. So if I actually go in and switch that, let me get this screen share notice out of the way here. So if I switch that setting and go to this background right here, you're seeing how I'm doing this, right? Okay, so there's your face here. So here it is without, your face here. And I used a brighter color. I got to admit, I'm not the best one there is for picking colors. Let's see if I can move this. I cannot move that. I'm glad I raised that a little bit. But you notice a few things I did here. Main message goes right up on top here. I actually have to slouch down a little bit. If I straighten up completely, you can't really see it. Area code and phone number right below that. And then since they can see the area code, then after that, I've just got the primary phone number here along with a message, in this case of text only. You folks on the mainland USA, there's a big time difference here. And I don't want to get woken up at 1 o'clock in the morning by a brand new excited computer client that he finally found me. I'd rather get a text message and then answer it. Okay, but I do appreciate your business. But anyway, that's what we're going to do here now is let's look at this Google drawing and let's take a look and see what I did here. Now, first thing I did was I used a thing called word art. Okay, I love word art in Google Drawings. And when you do that, you just double click on the word art and you can type in what you want right here. Now, if for some reason you want a second line, then press your shift key on your keyboard and then enter. And that will actually become a second line. So now when I push enter on the keyboard again to finish, you see what happened here. That's 2 lines now. Of course, obviously I didn't plan it that way. So I'm going to bring that back up with my delete key. Whoop, not with my delete key, with my backspace key. Make a space. And I know from what you're seeing, it looks like it's going to a second line, but it didn't. It's just wrapping around. Because when I press enter, we're back to exactly the way that it was before. Okay, now right here, I use the same thing. I use 2 word arts for remote Google Drive help. But what I did here was I grabbed this right up on top so I can spin that around. See how you spin that around? Okay, you do that left mouse click right on that little top of the button there, and you can move this around. You can kind of see it happening right there like that. I did a Google drawing lesson years ago that showed people actually how to do a mirror image, which was basically just grab one end and you drag it all the way to the other side and it actually flips itself. And people in comments tell me, oh, that doesn't work. It does work, but you have to use word art. Word art can be found right under Insert. And you click on Word Art. And this is Word Art. Enter on the keyboard. Okay, and you notice it keeps the color that it remembered before. And when you want to change your color, you can do it right up here in the paint bucket thing. And that only changes the words, the word color. So that's the cool part here, is this all remains clear. Like you notice right here, like say, look at the O in contact. You see how it's blue in there? Okay, if that had a solid background, that wouldn't work. Okay, so let's get rid of that. I'm going to click on that so it has focus. That's a programming term. And then I'm going to press delete on the keyboard and get rid of that. Okay, so you saw how I did these two, and then right here was the same thing, just another word art. Now, notice one of the things I'm doing here is I'm giving this a little bit of space right up here. I don't want that. I obviously don't want my phone number being hidden on some internet browsers or some computers with small frames, or even cell phones for that matter. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Also, take a look right up here. That's right there in the title. Your dimensions are 1920 by 1820, and you get those by going right up here in the file and then go to page setup. Okay, and it starts out like this, where it says standard, and you just click your down arrow and you go to custom, and it's on inches. You take inches to pixels, and then you get your dimensions right here, and you just punch in 1920 right here, and then punch in 1080 right there, and then you'll end up with a big page. Now, how did I get my background to be this color? You may not like this color, but there is a way that I got it this color. Okay, and let me delete this here. I clicked on this. This is actually a text box that's covering the whole thing, and there's a certain way that you have to make it cover the whole thing. Excuse my S's have been slurring like crazy this week. Okay, so you notice how that's gone now. That's because I deleted the text box that was giving me that color. So you go to Insert, Text Box, start up here near the top, left mouse click and hold it down, and then you drag across. And you notice wherever you want to stop, you notice that that's where most of the other word art and things like that have stopped. I want to go all the way to the edge. Okay, make sure I'm all the way to the edge here. See the red line? Okay, now I'm going to drag this right up to the top. You see how this has the hand here and not the I bar? Okay, so I click off of there, click inside, and now it can be treated like an object, and I could drag it up to the top. So now I got everything covered there, but look, the rest of that is white. So go into fill. There's the color that I used. See the paint bucket? Picking a solid color, Okay, and everything is still white. Now here's the rest of what you do. Double click inside here so you get the I-bar, and now just start pressing enter on the keyboard. Oh no, the word art is being covered up. Don't worry, we're going to take care of that. Okay, now we go to arrange and order and send it all the way to the back. And there you are. That's all there is to it. Now to download it, just go to File, Download, and download it as a JPEG image. Now that's going to be in your Downloads folder. I'm using Linux Mint here instead of Windows because I'm a computer guy. But anyway, it's going to be in the Downloads folder, and you access that. On Windows, it's yellow. This one's green. You just click on there and go into your Downloads folder. I'm going to exit that. Same thing. Once you get into Google Chrome, everything's the same. So Linux Mint is more secure and faster. So that's why I use that. So once you've downloaded it, go back into your Zoom meeting. You have to actually have an active meeting for some reason. So I have my meeting. I start a meeting just by myself, like I am right now. And then go into settings. I'm using the browser here. I really prefer the browser. I don't like to download any more programs than what I actually have to download. And I've actually got it right here, but I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So see how I delete that? I always tell my in-home computer tutoring clients X to exit. Well, in this case, X will also delete. And of course, it will double check to make sure I want to delete it. So I've deleted that now. It's going to take me to the next one. Let's go back to in-home computer help one so I don't confuse you. And now I'm going to click on the plus sign. And then we're going to get a pop-up here pretty soon. Anytime now, there it goes. And of course, it's going to do that in pictures. I actually want downloads. Here's downloads. And here's make a Zoom background. There's the dimensions. And you can either double click or click and then open. Same thing as on Windows. And oddly enough, it doesn't switch to it right away. Oops, I think that's the wrong one. Both of those show with the face. That's all right. We'll go with it anyway. So then after that, to activate it, all you have to do is just click on it. And there you go. It switched. And that's your face here. Obviously, we get rid of that, right? But in any case, that's a really good way of consistently having your contact information right there in your background. And of course, I'll bring you back down to this one because that's how I feed the family. So anyway, it's that simple. If you need more information, more step-by-step, then talk to me about it in comments. I'm not the greatest one at choosing colors, so I used a color wheel. The secret on the color wheel was given to me by a graphics artist in a B&I meeting. And what he told me was that you pick a color and then you go to the opposite side of that color. And then those colors will match according to that graphics artist. And these, white is pretty universal. Orange and green supposedly go together. But a color wheel came in really handy for me. And I hope it does for you too. But that's the end of your lesson. So if you need help with Google Drive, or you would like in-home computer, cell phone, or tablet lessons, I can do that as a house call. here on Oahu. I cover all of Oahu. I mostly help senior citizens and small business people. If you're on the United States mainland, you happen to speak English, because I don't speak any other language, sorry, then feel free to text me. Text only, please, if you're on the mainland, because like I said, big time difference there. Don't forget to use the don't forget to use the 808 area code there. But that's it. So next time you're in a Zoom meeting, or before your Zoom meeting actually, and you know that you want to try and get prospects, or you want to try and get referrals, get your information up there. And that's all there is today with today's lesson. So God bless you. Enjoy your computer and enjoy your Zoom meetings. Aloha.